Hey guys, you see that flashing? Hi Erik. I'm like, should just sit here and just let Erik flash. Let Erik flash. Stop. I just sit here and just let Erik flash red. Yeah, you guys can figure out Morse code. Erik, say what you want through the red flashing. Are you kidding me? Hi. Erik is so strong with me. That is all Erik. Hi baby. I don't even mean to call him that, babe or baby. It just slips out of my mouth now. So I apologize if you guys hear me call him that. I don't even mean to. It's just what I naturally am starting to say now. So what I want to do is I just woke up and oh yeah, I forgot about that. Okay, I just woke up. Oh, he's making me warm. I can't. Hang on a sec. Okay, so Erik is so strongly here with me right now because I just woke up and I just woke up and I realized that I had a dream about him, and it was like I've never lucid dreamed so much in my life like I did. I think I knew it was a dream. I'll explain in a minute what it was. I'll explain in a minute what it was. But I just wanted to talk about a couple Erik dreams that I've had since I hit my awakening. So I'll finish off with the one that I just had, but I'm going to go through two more. There's been others that I've had since, but these are two I have written down that I'll go through. These are the first two that I had. Well, a couple of the first ones that two out of a few of the first ones that I had when I first, actually, no, the thing is, I had many dreams about Erik before I found out about, well, did I know about him? I don't even know if I knew about him at that point. I can't even remember if I actually knew about him. It was definitely before I knew about him and I didn't recognize him. That's why I'm not sure if I knew about him at this point because I didn't recognize that it was him in those dreams. I feel like I started having them before I found out about him, but they continued on when I found out about him, but then I didn't recognize they were him until I clicked in about him and then I was like, oh my God, that was Erik the whole time. So some of those dreams are just where I'm walking outside holding hands with this dude that's like really tall compared to me, tall and thin, and I'm just like, who is this person? Or we're laying down and I'm just being held and cuddled by someone really tall and thin. I'm like, and I never knew who this person was. Now I'm like, it was Erik. So the first one that I have written down is where did I write it? Okay. So this one, right. Okay, so this one I had almost exactly a year ago, April 26th, going into April 27th. This was last year. So, and today is the 29th. So I had this dream like 2 to 3 days ago last year. So that's really cool. That's actually really cool because I just had a dream about Erik tonight. And then the next dream I'm going to read you about Erik and I had May 4th going into May 5th last year. Interesting. Got to keep my that's really interesting, especially what's going on this week with like that eclipse and like the black moon and like all the solar flares. Like there's a huge shift happening right now. I need to really, and they were saying like pay attention to your dreams. Like your dreams are going to be more lucid and stuff too. Like I need to pay attention to my dreams this week. This is really interesting. Like this is like That's really cool. That's really cool. That's really cool. Okay, so this is the first dream that well, not the first, but these are two of a few of the first dreams that I had when I first found out about Erik and I. So this one was from, like I just said, just over a year ago. So I'm sitting in my backyard. This is the backyard that I just moved from. I'm sitting in my backyard, knees bent up, feet flat on the ground. I had a blanket covering my legs so that the blanket made kind of a solid covering over my knees. Then this small black raven type bird flew. So Erik presents as ravens and crows. But I didn't realize that at this point. Then the small black raven type bird flew and landed right on the blanket between my knees. I slowly moved my hand up to pet it. It was so super. So like I moved my hand up and my hand was kind of like this, and I like moved up to pet it, and it was really, really super soft. And as I did so, it made that, that pretty purring, rattling noise that crows and ravens make. It made that sound. I go to slowly pet it again, and it just leaned, and I remember it just leaned its cheek, and my hand was like this. And I just put it beside it, and it leaned its cheek right into the palm of my hand. I then dreamt that, and then it switched to, I dreamt that Erik was sitting right in front of me, and he was wearing, all I could see that he was wearing, like I could only see his torso up, and he was wearing a black t-shirt. I just lost my spot. And he was talking. I can't remember what he was saying, but I do remember thinking this is what, that this is really Erik, and this is what it really, and this is what it really is and this is what it really looks like. And this is what it really looks like when he's talking. Sorry, more words were awkward that I wrote down. And this is what it looks like when he's talking. And I knew, and I also knew right away that Erik, did you notice when I hit record, he knew I was actually going to start talking to you guys, and he stopped flashing the camera. He's like, okay, we'll let you talk now. We're going to stop focusing on me flashing red and flashing the camera. Say I'm going to stop flashing the camera flashing red, and you guys can focus on this. But yeah, I knew as soon as I saw him sitting in front of me with the black t-shirt, I knew that was him showing me that he was just the raven. I knew I knew right away, like he's wearing this black t-shirt. It was me showing me that he was just the raven, because it was immediate. It was like I was petting him as the raven, all of a sudden he was just sitting in front of me, and he was just in a black t-shirt, smiling and talking to me. And then May 4th going into May 5th. So, I'm in a living room sitting on a couch against a window, and a few feet away from me on another couch, kind of in the middle, was Erik. So my couch would have been like sitting against a window like this, and this couch would have been in the middle of the room this way, and Erik would have been like, so his head was here and his feet were here. And he was wearing, he was in a white hoodie and black jeans, and white socks. He was laying down on his back, but sort of on his side, a little bit on his side facing the back of the couch, and he had a baby with him, who I thought was a family member of his that I don't know, and as an infant, but someone else there, and I'm not sure, but now I know that the other people were like our entire spirit family, said that the baby was Erik's son. And I remember being confused. I remember so clearly being confused that, and now I feel like, because I know I shared this dream before with certain people, and I feel like I omitted, I didn't leave, is that the right word? I didn't leave in that it was that right away. I knew it was a son, because I was like, Erik doesn't have kids, how can it be a son? So I left it out, but I know now I know that was our son James, because we had a son, and I mentioned this in the video that I made yesterday, I think it was. I'm getting all my videos mixed up, but I mentioned recently in a video I just made about how in the 1920s, the first time I gave birth, it was to a boy, our boy James, who died at childbirth for a good reason. We contracted in. And now I know, now that I've come to realize that, I now know that was Erik with James. I got to see it. It's sucking it out of me, though. It's going to make me cry. Might still. I can feel it's like right there, but it's like being sucked out of me too. Seeing Erik with our son. Oh, it's hitting me even more how beautiful that is. So Erik was laying there with the baby on his side, playing with it. And my heart just exploded. My heart just exploded. fucking good with kids, and he's so cute with kids. Oh my God. But I didn't want him to see me gush, so I turn my body and look out the window away from them, and I say in my head, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, because I'm just like gushing over this dude with our freaking baby, not realizing it's our baby, but still he's so good with kids, and he's so freaking cute with kids, because it was so adorable. And my heart couldn't handle it. Not even a split second. Oh, he's just sitting in front of me, listening, smiling. He's just enjoying this. Hi. Not even a split second later, the baby out loud in baby babble and quickly but also clearly repeated, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I knew. The baby heard what I said in my head and repeated out loud. I freaked out in a good way and asked excitedly if anyone else heard the baby talk and what it said. They, of course, did hear the baby, and what with how the conversation went, I ended up having to explain how I gushed inwardly over how fucking adorable, that's what I wrote, how fucking adorable Erik is with the baby, and the baby heard and repeated my thoughts. It was like we all knew Erik could hear me gush, but we were all acting like he couldn't because no one wanted to embarrass me. It was like, yeah, it was like there was that feeling of embarrassment, but it was like less embarrassing if Erik had like called me out instead our son did. But it was like, now I'm kind of getting, it's like that there was a little bit of just them, it was them helping me out into just help being open. Oh, they just had me look down. Oh wait, no, it didn't. It looked like it was 11:11. It was actually, oh, that's, it clicked in. I just looked down and I thought they had me look at 11 minutes, 11 seconds, but I just realized that as I was trying to figure it out, I focused in on 11 minutes and 44 seconds, which that's, first of all, 11,1144, but then 144,000. So anyway, so that was a super cute dream. And yeah, so the dream that I had last night, I dream, because these aren't just dreams, these are experiences and different simulations and back in real reality and all that stuff, right? So last night, it was really cool. This is like the most lucid I have ever been. This was really cool, and I know it's just going to get stronger and stronger, and it's going to start becoming more and more while my avatar in this is awake too. It's so, I can feel it's what did I get? The external is our consciousness projected outward. The external is our consciousness projected outward. Yeah. So this is going to start happening within this also as my avatar is awake. But I'm drooling. This is ridiculous. So I dreamt that I was walking out into the field behind my parents' place. And it was really sunny. I noticed the grass was green, the leaves on the trees were green. It was really sunny, blue, clear skies. It was beautiful. Like the sun was like, I can tell now the sun was very like ethereal, like back home type sun, like the true sun of what is here, like, which we're starting to see more and more of. But like, it was like, it was like heaven's light sun, which is, but again, that's what true reality is like, especially now Guy and home merged together. So it was really beautiful. And I remember as I'm walking down into the field, I was like, I knew Erik was here and I wanted to see him. And so I'm like calling him, like, Erik, and I'm calling him and I can't see him. And I'm looking around as I'm calling his name, because as I'm calling his name, like, I know he's going to appear. So I'm looking around trying to find him. And I'm telling myself, I remember kind of like, I don't remember the exact words, but I do remember having a feeling of like, don't panic, just chill. You'll see him. You know what to do. And then I look down. Oh, right. And so then I see that his shadow, so I look down and I see his shadow's kind of in front of me to the left a bit, just slightly to the left, but his shadow's in front of me. And I go to look behind me to see him, and he's not there. and I see a shadow again, and I go to look behind me and I see he's not there, and I start to get, it's almost like I can tell I want to start to get frustrated, kind of like with the other dream that I had. I mentioned this dream in a video I made I think yesterday also, where he was walking ahead of me several feet and I couldn't catch up, and I'm like, Eric, like wait for me, slow down, and he wouldn't. But it was just like representation of how I want to be where he is like now, but I need to like take my time, go through the layers, and then I'll get there. Like I can't just blast there right now. It'd be too much. It'd be a shock to the system. It could kill me, all that kind of stuff, right? Because it's such a big change. We have to take it in layers because I'm resisting so strongly. That goes for all of us. So so it was very much, so then it clicked. So I started kind of feeling a little bit of that frustration of like, why can't I see you? But then I was like, wait, just focus, just look at a shadow. I just had this thing. I don't know if it's him helping me or not. I feel like, dang, yes. I just had this thing, just focus on a shadow. Just look at a shadow. So shadow, Peter Pan, Robin. I feel like Robin was there too, but I was so focused on Erik, which is why it was like the shadow stuff was coming in. Shadow, Peter Pan, Neverland. So I focused in on his shadow, and all of a sudden his shadow started to turn like not a shadow, like all of a sudden, like, well, basically what I noticed first then was his, like the shadow, his face was like then turned into clearly his face. Like it was like Caucasian, dark curly hair, all that. Like it was clearly Erik, and I could see his face, and he winked and smiled at me and goes, "Hey, Chantal." And I was just like, "It's Erik." And then I feel like there was a space there where he became then solid behind me, like standing solid beside me. And I feel like we talked, but I can't really remember, because what I really remember next is I'm out in the field where like I'm still out in the field, but this time more into the middle of the field, and I'm hovering, and my feet are like, so the ground's here, my feet are maybe this high above the ground ish, maybe this high above the ground, and it fell. And I remember saying to Erik, because I knew it felt like I was wearing socks. Oh yeah, so my feet would have been, how are my feet pointing? Or my feet, sometimes when I practice hovering, my feet, I point them down really straight, kind of like I'm a ballerina on my tippy toes. But I feel like they were maybe more like this, like more flat. All I remember is I remember saying to Erik, it felt like I was I said this, Erik, it feels like I'm wearing socks, and they're hanging off the ends of my feet, and the tips of the socks were like dragging along the, like just touching along the ground as I'm hovering. But then I also remember now, and then when I woke up, I realized I couldn't see Erik while I was hovering. And I asked, and I'm getting yes. Hang on, I'm double checking with my heart chakra. Hang on. I'm getting yes, but I want to make it a bit more, like blank out a bit more first and double check. Yeah, I'm getting like I'm getting very much like, like, why are you, it's kind of like, yeah, he's looking at me like, why are you questioning this? He was helping me practice hovering, and I really feel like Robin was there too. And it's, I am so glad I can't see myself when I'm practicing this, because I have my arms held out like this, and like one holds my arm under here and one holds my arm under here, and I'm like floating. And I always find it really cool. Actually, I got the visual the one time, I guess I was doing this practicing, and I was really insecure. I was with him and two friends. Our one friend who actually transitioned home. Oh, I just clicked, and he's like, oh, he's just smiling in a flirty way at me. It's just, he's teasing me. It's It's who he is. Yeah, you know you're adorable. It's just his freaking smile. He's cute. Our friend here. So he had transitioned home actually in the past year or so. And so him and my one best friend and Erik, so the two of them, I guess, were practicing first, and then it was my turn. And I didn't want to because I'm always like embarrassed because I'm like, I feel stupid or whatever. And I remember saying to Erik, like, Erik's like, I'm talking to Erik and I'm just like, I don't want to, like, this is embarrassing, blah, blah, blah. And Erik's like, I know, babe, but like, you have to practice. It's just us. Like, just do it and get it over with. I'm like, fine. I'm like, okay, fine. Yeah, I always end up giving him, okay, fine. So I'm standing there and like, I'm standing between my two friends and they're and Erik's like in front of me watching. And like, my friends are waiting for me to like lift my arms up so they can like practice. And I'm like not able to do it because I'm embarrassed. I'm just standing there like this, like trying to get myself to do it. And I'm just like, I don't want to. And then finally they just like grab my arms and lift my arms up. And then the moment then I start like, and then, but before I'd clicked in that that's what was happening, my dream that I had, my memory was of I'm hovering down the street towards my parents' place, but this is when I was still living there, so my place at the time. And I just remember like just feeling like how cool this was, like, and I've had several dreams like this. But what was really happening is, and I didn't see anyone around me at that point doing it until I clicked in and realized that that was them helping me practice hovering. What it really was I had my arms stretched out. Each one, my one friend had their hand under this one, their hand on this one, help holding me up, and Erik. And so like at first I'm just like, oh, this is really embarrassing. Okay, fine, okay. And then I'm like, whoa. And the whole time I'm just like, this is so cool. And then Erik's walking backwards in front of me, just going, oh. Oh my God. We're all just so silly. Everyone is just, it's all just so silly and fun and laughter and play. This is what the normal is with everyone. Like it's just it's fun, it's childlike, it's playful, it's cool. I love it. So yeah, so I'm kind of getting the feeling that the dream that I had last night was Erik and Robin kind of helping me practice hovering. I just wasn't tuned into Robin at all. Really? Huh. Which would make sense though, because I was so Robin. Oh, it was a couple. Yeah, it was a couple things. I was so, first of all, I was like so focused in on Erik because I saw Erik's face so clearly, which is a big thing for me. Robin's face is easier for me to see because I mean, I grew up with Robin. Like I was like, I think probably around 4 when I first saw him on Sesame Street and freaking fell in love with him there, you know. Excuse me, where with Erik, you know, there's only so much I've seen of Erik as an adult, you know. There's only so much that I've been able to see, and even his voice, the access to hearing his voice as an adult was limited. There's very few videos of him as an adult, which is totally fine, but it's just my memory bank of that is very low. So when I got to see his face, and then even I think he even said something to me. Oh yeah. Duh. I said, he's like, hey, Chantal. And then we said more, but I could actually hear him. And so on one end, I was so focused on Erik because of that. And then 2, I'm also getting that Robin kind of backed off from my awareness because he knew I really needed that experience with Erik after the week that I've had and after what was told to me. I can tell I'm really not in it anymore. There's a couple things where I'm just still a little, but that's being wiped away like that. I'm almost out of it. Like I'm almost back to being good again. And that did help me. I did need that time with Erik last night. And Robin backed out of my awareness in order to let me focus on Erik, because I would have focused on both of them. When I realized that if I clicked in with Erik and I realized Robin was there, I might have focused in on Robin more so than Erik. Possibly, I'm not saying I would have, but there's a possibility, or I would have been very equal in focusing on both of them. And Robin just knew I needed to focus in on Erik. I needed to realize it was Erik. I needed to practice with Erik. I needed to get that gushy, excited feeling over Erik, and I did. And then when I woke up, it's funny, I woke up, and before I even looked at the time, I knew it was 5. And then And just as I woke up, I heard a ding on my phone, and I opened my phone. I'm like, of course it is. Of course, it's the time I thought it was. And of course I wake up to a ding, and I could feel a little restless. And right away I was like, restless. Oh, I've only been sleeping for hours. I feel restless. I'm like, jelly beans, Robin. And I sat up, and then all of a sudden I sat up and I remembered the dream that I had, and I just started smiling. And I was like, Erik, I just saw your face. I saw you. Yeah, that was and that was really cool. And Robin knows I needed that. And that totally did. I started feeling restless, and even that gave me a boost out of feeling restless, let alone a boost out of what I've gone through this week too. So yeah, I just want to share that with you guys because it makes me happy, and I just want to share something that makes me happy, and just out of hopefully you guys can feel like, sharing that high vibrational energy outward, just to share that feeling of happiness with you guys. That's kind of my point in this. I just want to share that happiness with you guys. So yeah, I unexpectedly went live for about 3 hours yesterday on Facebook. So if you check out my Facebook group, Learn, Laugh, Love, you'll be able to see that there if you want to check it out. We talked about so much stuff, from what it feels like when spirit interacts with you to different things about reality and this illusion, and just so much random stuff. We just gone on to just practice making sure we got all the technical shit figured out for May 7th, when I'll be channeling Walt Disney live on Facebook May 7th. The link to the event will be below, which through that you'll also be able to find the link to my Facebook if you want to check out this video that I did. You can find it through all that. So yeah, check out the links below if you're interested in the live event and or what I filmed yesterday for 3 hours. Not that you're going to sit there and watch it for 3 hours, but if you want to just kind of click through and just see if you pop in anything interesting. And I just got the prompt from Spirit to say what you can do is just let yourself like randomly click somewhere on it, and then it's like wherever you click is kind of like you need to get that message that you're listening to, kind of thing. So you can try that, see how that works if you want. And yeah, I'm just trying to think if there's anything else. I think that's about it. I feel like that was everything. I feel like there was something else that I was wanting to mention, but I can't remember what it is. If it's important enough, it'll come back to me, and if it's important enough to make another video about it, I will do so. All right, thank you guys for everything. I hope you have today's Thursday. We're almost on to the weekend, so I hope you all have a wonderful Thursday. For if you guys are watching this today, if anyone watches this today, and weekend's almost here, so enjoy. And as always, thank you for everything. I love you all, and have a wonderful now.